to the Let's Chat Shit podcast.
Welcome.
Got on time this week, not munching food.
Who said I'm not munching food? I got food right there, fam.
We got
a bit bullied last time.
Yeah,
I cut my hair because of the bullying, to be fair, you know. Too much peer pressure, man.
You have to get the haircuts, bro. You have to go for it.
Masood has surgery. He's reduced the forehead. We've all made changes since last time.
How is it? Is it good? Is it good? It's a good surgery. I paid like Bitcoin for this, you know, like very expensive.
What are the shitcoins? But yeah, we got very different stories this week. Actually, we got some of the important ones. Like what's been happening in Russia. We'll get onto that soon. First, we need you to like, we need you to subscribe, share the podcast right now. Don't be a snake. Yeah, we need as many new viewers and subscribers as we can get right now. We're trying to grow. And yeah, so obviously, as you guys heard, Russia is about to invade Ukraine. It's about to take place.
It's on the cards.
So I've got some notes here. Actually, I've got a little bit of notes on that because bare shit has happened.
Yeah, it's like a multi-layered topic here. There's like back to back. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a mad thing. Okay, let me explain first how this shit started first. Yeah, so Russia does not want any sort of non-Russian allies on its borders because that's a quick attack they can't get ready for. If they get attacked by Europe or anyone like that, it's too quick, and they don't want it.
South mainly from the south and the west.
From Europe, yeah, they don't want to get attacked by the Europeans. So, Ukraine is on their border, and they were in around 2013, around that time, they were given a choice between aligning themselves between the Euro-Asian, I think it's called, which is Russia.
Eurasian,
yeah, or the European side. So they have to choose one side, and obviously everyone who's thinking to themselves, if I want to have a good country, I'm gonna go towards Europe. So they looked like they were kind of making a deal with Europe. As that was taking place, they were about to write down they're about to sign the contract. Suddenly, the leader did a U-turn and said, "Fuck Europe." And everyone's like, "What the fuck happened?" And when you started to look into it, you find out this guy just took a $15 billion loan from Russia.
Who's this guy?
His name was Victor. What's his name here? I think I wrote it down somewhere here. Victor.
Yeah, it was their previous president. There we go.
President. Victor Yanukovych. That's his name. Yeah. And obviously, this guy, once he took his $15 billion loan from Russia, he was like, "I'm gonna stay with the Russians." And the people of Kiev found out about this, and they protested so hard that Victor had to dip. Victor went to Russia. He was like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here." And so Russia was left in the lurch because now Kiev, most likely is going to put in a leader that's more aligned to Europe. So they were like, "Fuck it, we're going in," and they went and attacked Crimea and took it. And this was not the best strategy for Putin. He didn't want to do it like this because obviously he got a lot of sanctions, a lot of issues came along with it. He tried to take Donetsk. That failed because there was a lot more opposition than he expected. So it wasn't the best situation for him. And then Ukraine was like, they got pissed obviously because Crimea just got taken. They signed the trade deal with the EU. Russia had to come back from this because now it looked like Ukraine was kind of leaving the influence of Russia. So they sent troops to Donetsk, like thousands, and they absolutely overwhelmed the Ukrainian forces and fucked it up. So much so that Ukraine had to come back and was like, "Listen, we're gonna do a deal with you. Just leave us alone," type of thing. They were like, imagine in your own country, it was like, just leave me about it. So they were like, okay. Ukraine signed the Minsk agreement. Remember, this is a very important agreement. This agreement basically gave Donbass, which is a large area of Ukraine, to basically gave them like what you call a special status. They can govern themselves, they can police themselves for 3 years so that Russia does a ceasefire. So you're thinking now Russia just And well, this kind of state is basically Russia's, but it's like not really said. So you're thinking how Russia's going to listen to the ceasefire? They fucking didn't. They continued attacking, even though they got the deal, which is fucked. Bro, when I was listening to that bit, yeah, and I was reading about it, I couldn't believe they just kept attacking. That's so rude. Imagine
Really?
you gave up
That's pretty
guns
much
in
what
your
Hitler did.
country, bro. Not just Crimea. Crimea has been taken already. This is Donbass, a whole other area you got given, and they still carried to attack. And then they also then ended up taking this place called Debaltseve. I think I can't even say that place, bro. It's hot. That was a horrible way of saying it. I'm sure I pronounced that horribly. But then, so they, imagine they kept attacking so much, bro. They took a whole other area, and apparently this is a key location. So then France and Germany came in, and then they negotiated what you call the Minsk II agreement with Russia and Ukraine. This hasn't been implemented yet, but bro, listen to this, yeah. This one gave more special status again to Russia in that Donbass area, but also allowed Donbass in the special state to create an army for themselves if they wanted to. So they gave them so much up, and only for the promise of another ceasefire. The same ceasefire they said no to in the first agreement. they accepted the land, but they didn't actually stop. So now so this is where we are now, and now we are at the point where Russia, after a couple of years, has now amassed bare troops at the border, like hundreds of thousands. And what they're looking basically for is either two things. They either attack, and they don't think Europe is going to be ballsy enough to come and fight them on the border, or the Americans and the Europeans come together and they try to do another agreement. But the thing is, yeah, none of the Ukrainian leaders want to implement Minsk II. None of them want to do it, and the reason is because it's they gave up so much. But because of that, any future deals has to be at least better than Minsk II. This has caused a mad issue. That's why Russia played the game so smart. Russia played the game so smart because the next fucking ceasefire they're gonna get, agreement they're gonna get, has to be at a minimum better than Minsk II. And that basically gives Ukraine to Russia.
Oh my goodness.
So that's where we are right now.
Country, fam, bro. What do you mean? This is mad. They keep on just encroaching slowly. It's a bit like what Israel did to the thing.
Nice of it, Dusk.
It's all about Call of Duty, innit? Like, what the fuck? I was like, between Verdansk and Call of Duty that I don't know about, but I don't know.
Yeah, but Ukraine used to be part of the Soviet Union until the Soviet Union collapsed. I think that's why they want it back. So and it's basically like you lot said, it's the basically the country that is between them and the rest of Europe, and they don't want that falling into Europe's hands.
Yeah, same thing parallel with China and Taiwan. Basically, it's the same story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty much the same story. Yeah, and whereas Putin, I think last year Putin wrote a paper on the fact that Ukraine is still part of Russia and that it will eventually be part of Russia. And,
they will eventually remember. They will remember. They will remember.
Yeah, and like you said, Russia's been amassing all its troops on the border, like more and more, and even recently, the British, French, and I think it was the Dutch army escorted 6 battleships through the English Channel.
What do you mean escorting? I don't get that.
Well, I guess it's the quickest and it's like the most direct route from Russia, and I think we had an agreement where it's like every country is allowed to go, like it has free reign to go through each seas, but it will be escorted by the country that owns that like sea or that like part of the world, and so we have to escort it. And I think first the Dutch escorted it, handed it over to us, and then we handed it over to France, and basically a load of battleships. You could have seen them if you were down at Dover. You probably would have been able to see the Russian battleships.
Okay, so whoever's closest to them, to the region that they're about to cross, you kind of have to be like, "Hey, yo, listen, we're watching you. Don't fuck around. We're watching you."
Yeah, exactly. It's just a power move, isn't it? It's a power move. You have to be there to be like, "Yeah, we're here."
But bro, what do you mean we're here? Like Russia has violated this whole thing. They basically said, "You European boys, yeah, you're pussies." They really just said you pussies. We gotta do. And last time, go on.
No, I was gonna say Germany have been kind of controlled by them right now, just because Russia have access to the pipelines that supply Germany with gas. And I don't know if you've seen, but Germany denying European countries from sending weapons over that were originally German weapons. They keep blocking them from sending weapons to Ukraine to help Ukraine because
Oh,
Russia
really?
pretty much control their energy line. So yeah,
Imagine
So energy is
chat
the most
shit,
important.
bro.
Energy is
Bro,
the most important. That's crazy. No
energy
way.
bro, they're
price.
like chat shit. We'll close the oil thing. We'll just close the oil thing. That's mad. That's
That's a lot
actually
of
mad.
power, though, isn't it? You'd be stressing. You'd be stressing if someone had the access to just
Now,
turn that
I do
off.
want to add. I do want to add in terms of money. Like I did make a little inside joke. It doesn't matter. But in terms of money, like the Russia and other big powers like China, they are trying to avoid using the dollar to what's it called, to trade like with energy in terms of oil. They are trying to avoid using the dollar. You know, even the what's it called, the sovereign bank. I think the sovereign treasury or something like that in Russia basically excluded all of the any dollar denomination whatsoever. Like they just
They
say,
don't
nah, nah.
like the Americans. The Russians haven't liked the Americans for time. They don't like them, and
Yeah.
now the Americans are telling them who and where they can't invade.
Did you see
You
what
know what I
Biden
mean?
said?
Biden's a
Hey,
pussy.
shout out,
What's he
Johnny.
saying? What's he saying?
We got
Putin and
Ukrainian
Biden.
right here showing up.
Oh, really? Oh, mad. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Putin.
Angelica's here. Shout out to Ukraine. We're here with you, but if you get licked,
We back there. But if it's Russia coming for you, honestly, you man on your ones.
Yeah. Oh, did you hear what Biden said? But when Biden met up with Putin to basically say, there's going to be like major issues with like the world against you if you do this. He said he'll only do it. He'll only do like economic sanctions for minor incursions, and then there'll be like bigger consequences if they actually invade. And everyone
Yeah.
and the media pushed him on what a minor incursion is, and apparently crossing the border and killing Ukrainian troops is just a minor incursion.
That's a
And they
minor.
won't really do anything.
They're like, go kill them, but it's minor. Just don't take the whole country.
It's only literally only if they take the whole country, US considers it an invasion, not if
Russia.
they
I
actually
mean,
invade and kill people.
bro, Biden won't even remember by tomorrow if even if there was even a war going on.
bro,
This guy is
I
so
feel,
senile.
I
As
feel
if you
bad for
guys don't
Biden.
know,
Anything he
yeah.
says, it's like everyone just goes, bro, is he still talking? Does he get...
So if you guys don't know, Biden, he's very old, and what seems like
Dementia.
dementia? That's it. Is definitely seeping in. He seems like he keeps forgetting where he is and that, and so Putin's probably sitting in there in a chair looking at this guy like, bro, you don't even remember by the time by tomorrow what our conversation was even about. So it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair to Biden, like the memes and stuff are really strong. Like he's not like he's that retarded. Like he is
Nah,
still.
he is, bro. Like
Sleepy Joe.
bro, I've seen so many clips. It's actually shocking.
Yeah,
Like
I know,
some
I
of the
know. I've
stuff.
seen. But it's like imagine an old
That's
person
not
making mistakes.
isolated incidents, though.
No, chill. So like imagine an old person making mistakes. It's like regular, you know what I'm saying? But people
Right,
calling it like
okay.
he's lost his mind, he's dementia, he's got like brain surgery, he's got tumors.
Masood, if you forget, if imagine I turn around here and where I went to school was Kingsmead, yeah, and I said, guys, what time is our English class? Now. I'm so sorry. I'm gone.
Bro, 100%. I don't
No,
think he
I'm
should be
gone at that
president. I
stage.
don't think he should have any powers whatsoever because he's definitely fucked up. But I think people are taking it too much. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't support him whatsoever. I'm against him. But the memes are strong. That's what I'm saying. The memes are strong.
Yeah. But some people are saying he's kind of given
Hey, shout out
Putin the
Yasmin.
green light. He's kind of given him the green light to go across the border and kill Ukrainians without there being that much punishment. And
Look, how senile must you be to give a green light to that?
No. If we're being honest, the US is like literally the US are constantly
Okay,
bombing
for
Middle
sure.
Eastern countries 24/7, and then everyone's kind of giving them
yeah,
the
it
green
would be
light.
hypocritical.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's the US. What are we gonna do, fam?
But the globe is banding together a bit on this. We've had like Canada loaning Ukraine 120 mil. We've had the UK actually
120 mil loaning. They didn't even give it for free. Bro,
nah,
that's it.
low rates, bro, low
The
rates.
piss. Bro, they're all taking a piss. They're actually all taking a piss. Because you know what 120 mil is to a country? That's actually nothing.
It's
That's
pennies.
barely anything.
Yeah, I guess so.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
it will
Apple's
be a
worth
low
2
rate, but
trillion.
they'll probably never pay back.
Huh?
Just one company in the US is worth 2 trillion. So I don't know, fam.
Yeah, exactly. What I'm saying is clearly Russia are just they know that all of these guys are poster boys. They're all posturing, fam. They know they're all posturing, so they're thinking
Yeah.
they're thinking actually, and because they couldn't even come to an agreement, I think they're just gonna go take it. Because remember last time in Crimea, they literally just licked it and nobody did nothing. They
Yeah,
just
true.
took it.
Yeah. I think that a lot more's been done. That I think the UK has sent over. I think it was 2,000 anti-tank weapons and 30 elite troops to actually train the Ukrainian soldiers on using the anti-tank
But
weapons.
so the thing is, one of the major issues that I'm finding is that clearly shows Europe ain't that serious about it. Is that they're trying to train the Ukrainians against Russia. Like you're taking the piss here. Like you train, usually, for example, if it's like the Afghanistan army against the Taliban, you can train them to go against the Taliban. You know what I mean?
Can you get to the work?
It didn't work, but you can imagine. That's true. Didn't even work. But you can. That's an attempt there. Now look at this. Yeah, these guys are trying to train the Ukrainians against Russia. They're not even gonna be close to even coming against them. So any sort of training, any sort of we're gonna send you some 2,000 um tank grenades or some shit is all just political posturing. It ain't shit. If they really were gonna help, they're gonna send troops at that border, like hundreds of thousands of troops at
I
that border
guess, yeah.
to help
They could
right
result in
there.
war,
Right.
couldn't it?
No, but that is I think I
But
sent you a link for that.
do you
I
see
sent you a
that?
link for that.
What you see that link? Which one?
I think it was on the group chat. I think it was like the US they have started talking about maybe a NATO sending some bunch of troops over.
See, that's the only
Like,
shit that's legitimate here that I can see that can be taking place. You have to send people over there, and it's the only way I can see something happening. And that's why I said, "Oh shit, looks like war's gonna start." Because
Bro.
yeah, them sending people over there, that's where war could possibly begin.
yeah, I guess
But
that's direct war. That would mean we're at war with Russia. Whereas, like, giving them weapons
exactly.
is kind of like only Ukraine's at war
Yeah,
with
it's a
Russia.
proxy war.
It's a
Proxy.
proxy war.
Yeah,
But because proxy war can only be done when there's from the one side they have a proxy and the other side has a proxy. When one side's got a proxy and the other one's got them themselves, Russia's there, but them like that's them. They're
right.
gonna clearly outnumber and just win. So that's why Russia feels emboldened because they know unless you guys are gonna send your real people, then I'm gonna take this place because you guys can't do anything. And the Europeans know they can't go have an agreement with them because Minsk too has set a precedent.
Did you
So they're
see the link I
fucked
sent
either
you?
way. What link?
The
You can share it, bro.
Norwegian surveillance which can detect submarines. So basically, the Norwegians they had like loads of underwater sea cables, which is also what we use to send like internet. Well, we're probably using like undersea water cables right now to connect to each other. And basically, there was 2.5 miles worth of those lines cut. And the Norwegians were like, "What happened here, fam? Who cut this shit?"
Oh,
and coincidentally, it happened that those were specific cables there to detect submarines and specific cables to detect Russian submarines.
Russia was like, "What is this? Why to what to see our submarines?" All right, cool.
Bro, 2.5
Cut.
miles, it wasn't like a small thing. Yeah, 2.5 miles on the grand scheme of things is quite small, but still.
Yeah, it'll take a
Holding
while
a
to fix
wire,
it.
to be honest, bro. I can cut your wire in 1 meter and make sure it doesn't work. What do you mean?
No, because it's interconnected, so it goes from like the little station to station. It's like it's like a network thing, topology shit, man. They're
Yeah,
picking
I
up
know,
how
but
much
I
it
think
is.
they cut a certain amount because they thought to themselves it takes them longer to actually replace that
Yeah.
part, for example. But still, they cut off the situation by the first cut. No, I'm dead. But talking about proxy wars, have you guys heard about the 60 people killed and including children in recently strikes in Yemen? Huge
Yeah,
war that's
bro, this has been
Oh,
been
going
okay.
on from 2014, bro. This is like a
a bit of a
7 year,
7 year
eight
attack
now, I guess. Yeah, 8 years.
by the Saudis. You'd think a Muslim country like that would be joining hands with the US to be laying waste to other Muslim kind of countries.
Should I give the synopsis and then the stories what happened?
Yeah, go on.
So quick synopsis. Basically, the Yemeni civil war is an ongoing multilateral civil war, which basically just means that it's been a very long war between multiple different parties. Yeah, multiple parties involved. It began like in 2014. It was between the government at the time, someone called like Mansour Hadi, I think Abdul Rabbu, something like that. Led he was at the Yemeni government, and then there was the Houthi armed movement along with their supporters and allies. And when it comes to the allies, it's very important. So basically the Houthi forces, they were able to take over the capital, similar to what we saw in Kazakhstan recently, or like another war where basically the rebel movement along with a bunch of allies are able to take control of the government, and then the government has to like kind of concede, and then they come back and then they try to attack again, and it's like back and forth, proxy war included with a bunch of allies. Now the allies included are Saudi Arabia, who have launched multiple military operations and using multiple airstrikes. Like this is not like a one-off situation. It's like multiple times, and they're giving loads of guns and providing weaponry, like the proxy war that we spoke about earlier, to the Houthi, to the movement against the government. So they want to topple the Yemen government. And obviously Saudi Arabia is getting and the UAE are in supporting this, and they're all getting their weapons and money from the US. So people are saying, so basically it's a US, Saudi, UAE proxy war against the Yemeni government, and they're doing it through the Houthi the movement. And most recently it was insane because like the strikes happened like basically before the strikes occurred. They had like a bunch of strikes that were flying over this specific region in Yemen, where they had obviously the government were building up I think defenses. They basically killed a bunch of people, civilians included, children included, blah blah blah. And they also cut off the internet at the same time, so people couldn't communicate and talk about what's happening. It was like a swift cut off the internet, attack, and then resume like nothing happened. It was insane, and I couldn't believe it.
Why?
Yeah, no, it's an ongoing war. I mean, I can't really remember exactly why they're doing it. Obviously, they just want to topple the government because of some background that I can't remember. I'm gonna have to double check. Yeah.
To be honest, when Saudi wanted to be one of the big boys, when because all the big boys got proxy wars going on, they want to be one of the big boys, and the US sold them $1 billion in war. Was it Trump who sold it to them, actually?
Yeah. 1.5 billion dollars. Trump signed an agreement to give it to the Saudis so they can keep their proxy wars going. Yeah.
Okay. Well, have you seen the most recent news of it?
Yeah, I mean, the most recent news was 60 people died, everything. But across the years, it's been like hundreds and thousands of people have like died. Like this is like a long ongoing war, fam. It's peak, and the United States are providing intelligence and everything. So,
bro, the UAE intercepts 2 ballistic missiles targeting Abu Dhabi sent from Yemen.
Right,
breaking news, bro. This is breaking news. Yeah, what? They intercepted 2 missiles. That's mad. They're getting shots back at them. Imagine actual missiles were shot at Abu Dhabi.
Did you guys see, for example, when Israel in Parliament and Palestine were shooting against each other? You saw like the dome, for example.
That was mad.
I couldn't believe it. Like, we're literally watching World War III happening right in front of our eyes.
That was mad, bro. Honestly,
like literally, I saw a city, and then the rocket disappeared. Multiple rockets disappeared.
Oh. Is this recent? Is this the one?
Yeah, this is the one you sent, innit?
Oh, this is insane.
So I'm just looking at an image. All right.
UAE. Let me find the original reason, by the way.
Missiles targeting Abu Dhabi as Yemen's Houthi rebels claim responsibility. Madness. Imagine. So this was today, which means it's definitely heating up in that area as well. But I think this is more of a proxy war, and I think it's going to be a very long war. And once they've absolutely destroyed Yemen, they're going to go and start another proxy war elsewhere, like the Americans, in true American fashion. Which is
they're having shots fired back now, so they're going to start stressing. I don't think it's going to turn out as well as they thought.
Yeah. But yeah, let's pivot a little bit from.
Wait, before we pivot, I just want to confirm. So basically, I did just Google like why, because I can't believe I didn't do it before, but why the war started. It doesn't seem like a compelling reason. I'm not gonna lie. The BBC News is saying, oh yeah, the roots of this war is due to a failure of political processes supposed to bring stability, and because the government at hand didn't bring stability, Saudi Arabia decided to like oust them and be like, fuck off, we're gonna bring stability.
Welcome to the.
Have you guys seen the meme whenever US or any like these China or Russia takes over a country, it's like, oh, this country looks like it's ripe for regime change. Like,
oh really?
That's basically what happens.
They always do that, bro.
Oh, this country looks like it's ready for regime change.
I think that's what they did with what was that? Was it Libya with Gaddafi?
Yeah,
It looked
because
like
he was
Gaddafi
trying to get off the gold. He was trying to get off the US gold, US monetary
standard.
standards.
Yeah, and
And
he
then
wanted
they
to
were like,
create the African Union. And once they heard about the
yeah.
African Union, they were like, "Oh, you look right for a regime change."
Hasn't even Iran recently said that they're going to get revenge for what Trump did, killing their leader?
Who did that? Who said that?
They should do. Hopefully,
Iran. I think Iran made a comment that they're going to get revenge for what Trump did for the assassination.
Oh, shit. Wasn't it, I mean, Afghanistan maybe, or was it Iran? No.
I think it's
Iran,
Iran.
Afghanistan is in Iran. Sorry, my bad.
Wait. Afghanistan's in Iran. What?
Is it Iraq?
What? I don't know. You baffed me. I swear there was
It's a
assassination
country.
while Trump was in office in Iran, wasn't there?
Hold on, let me find out.
Afghanistan is a country. I'm very baffed.
Okay, so Afghanistan is a country. My bad.
Yeah, of course.
Bro, the violation.
God,
The
I'm so-
violation.
what was this?
Oh.
No
It's
way.
fine.
You're kidding me, bro.
But yeah, Iran, I'm pretty sure Iran has said they're going to get revenge for what Trump did.
Nah, I'm
because
sorry I fucked up, by the way. I want to apologize to all my Afghanis, but it's like one of the moments when someone told me, like, oh, isn't Somalia in Sweden?
I was so baffed. You had me so confused. I was just like, what are you talking about, bro? But anyways, yeah. Okay, now time to pivot to the. This is, I think, what I'd say is arguably more important. And let me share screen. We'll get this one up.
Which
here
story
we
is this one? The train one.
So obviously, have you guys been hearing? Have you realized? So apparently in the US, if you live in the US, I think Anderson said he was from the US. If you're in LA and you've ordered something and they're sometimes delayed or doesn't even turn up at all, this is because in the US they are currently having an epidemic regarding train theft, modern day train thieving. So back in the day, people would rob trains because a lot of wealthy people would be using the trains because it's like an expensive thing to do, and people gangs would rob the trains for their goods. And this has been happening again in the modern day, but this time with your parcels.
Ready for the holidays and wondering where your packages are? Well, we found some of them scattered for miles across East LA after being stolen right off the train tracks. NBC4's John Ketty's Klimax spoke to some shocked shoppers and a surprised LA County sheriff, stunned to see what our cameras captured.
Surprised that we reached out to you like this?
Honestly, yeah.
Imagine waiting for your unborn baby's car seat to arrive in the mail in Seattle, only to find
How
out
fucked
its
this is.
open box was sitting near the train tracks in East LA.
I'm going to show you what we saw.
We reached out to Eve Schaefer, who said she was waiting 2 weeks for this to arrive, only to get a call from us.
So here's your box.
One of thousands, literally thousands of opened boxes along the train tracks in East LA and here on one of the many side streets littered with stolen goods.
This guy's
I'm honestly just distracted.
When your grandma's trying to show you.
The reporter is there with the laptop like.
I think he's trying to make it authentic, you know?
Yeah. He's like, look, I found your package.
Asking where it was.
Yeah, we've been, my mom and I both, calling Target, FedEx. They've just reassured us that it's delayed.
But here's the truth. Packages are being taken. We spotted people on the tracks nearly every time we came to check with things in their hands. Union Pacific says they are aware. And that
All right, this is a bit
unmistakable
mad.
warning whistle when those thieves realize they're being watched.
It's awful. I mean, people are
Thieves, let's be honest, these guys are hardly the thieves. These guys are getting the remnants of what's been left behind. Clearly,
The leftovers.
guys
They're
first-
hard-working citizens. I'm not gonna.
They're cleaning up.
They're
Getting accused.
cleaning up, if anything. Just because they're black.
receive things that are never coming.
But yeah, we get the gist.
The way you introduced this was like, this is more important, actually.
There's
actually,
minor package theft that only hurts Amazon.
We got actually quite a good comment here by Anderson Farmstead. Iraq war vet. I love studying troop movements. China can only invade in May or September because of the weather. Someone told me Russia can only invade in winter because the fields get boggy. We'll see. So you're saying
Okay.
January might be the perfect time, Anderson? Would you say it's cold enough for them to then now invade? Do you think that's why they've decided to start moving their troops now, before it gets bogged down and quite muddy in that area?
Yeah, I guess they specialize in winter warfare.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, that's actually a great point. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, Anderson. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, so I was just joking, but arguably more important. But yeah, it seems that yeah, in the US, this is like you could just see the amount of packages there is actually shocking. But do you see
That's
how they
one
try to
train
blame?
story.
Huh?
That's one train story. We got another one.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, did you see how they tried to blame the innocent guys just picking some shit up, bro? My guy was rummaging through the rubbish. They're trying to bait him out on TV, dickheads. Imagine, my guy was getting basically the leftovers, and he's still getting caught. That's funny. But yeah, and then talking about more issues on trains, there was a major train derailment near Indianapolis. So what? The train just came off. What?
It's just recent.
I mean, it's like
Oh,
a
that
week
looked
old, but still.
fucked. Let me share my screen on that one. That is crazy. One second.
But yeah, you know, one of those like you know, when the Suez Canal, like those that boat was stuck. Basically, it's like a train version of this one.
The Ever Given. Yes, I remember that.
Was it evergreen?
I don't think it was, bro. I think I was right.
Ever given? No, I don't think so, man. Maybe I'll check. Right, this is mad.
That looks fucked.
Did people die in this, or was it just a cargo train?
Cargo thing, I think.
Oh, okay.
But you
Yeah.
know, I'm starting to, because the US, their infrastructure when it comes to trains are quite awful. That's why they have to take planes everywhere, especially when it comes to trains. That's why recently Biden gave a massive $2 trillion infrastructure bill to kind of bring it up to scratch, compared to countries like China, who recently developed theirs in about 20 years, made it one of the best train lines in the world with high-speed trains. Although they've got their own fucking issues there because they're highly in debt now, but still, that's crazy, unbelievable.
But yeah, apparently this was supposed to be one like very like critical train that was bringing like big infrastructure, goods and blah blah blah. You know.
Wow. Okay, and we had this is massive news actually. Elon Musk brain chip startup is now preparing for their first ever human trials. So this is basically, I think they recently had they tried to hire a clinical trial expert to help lead these clinical trials. Masood, as Elon Musk's biggest dick sucker, would you think
That was on camera.
That was on camera.
Will you be? I hope someone guessed that shit.
No one's gonna guess that shit. Nobody cares about us. Let's move on. Let's keep going.
Nah,
someone will do it. I know we got some niggas in here today. I know you'll do it.
Kishan's like, challenge accepted.
Are we allowed to say that word? Are you allowed to say that word, or will you get banned?
What, Elon Musk?
Bro, it's a live stream. Nah, the N word. Elon Musk, bro. This guy, he's sucking some dick here.
Yeah, no. So obviously, you guys are saying they got Elon Musk. He's been, if you guys don't know, he's creating a Neurlink company. Because people don't even know this company exists, which is I'm still surprised. I guess it's not as popular as these other companies.
Because he gassed it up and he said it's come out 2 years ago, and then nothing happened as usual.
What do you mean? I mean, you mean like his timeline, Elon Musk's timeline?
Yeah, he's always like, yeah, next week it's coming out, and you never hear about it again.
People like, listen, we can cure blindness today, and then it'll be like 10 years later.
That's true. Well, they were using pigs and that, so I think now we could say at least 5 years we might be able to suddenly see something come out for proper humans.
Yeah. I think 5 years is like, okay. So let me go over it quickly. So he's got a Neuralink company. The whole idea about Neuralink is like, it's not even about treating people and doing all that stuff. That's just like, no offense, but that's kind of a front. You know what I mean? That's just the stepping stone. When you think about technology, especially when it comes to medical technology, you
like this.
Yeah, you want to basically start with the people who need it and require it, because those are the only people that are going to be in demand of your good, which is going to be a brain chip that you implant into your through your skull into the brain, and it's going to basically give you a bunch of different augmentations. And he's thinking in the future, the only way that we are going to be able to continue, because he's doing all this research in AI with Tesla and everything. He's thinking, okay, listen, it's either going to be humans die out because the AIs take over, or we have to merge with the AIs. So this is the beginning of his company. So he's like, okay, cool. Since we have to start somewhere, and right now in 2022, it is the fact that there are loads of people who have loads of brain defects, or like some I think the political correct term is called neurodiverse circuitry, which is basically just saying some people got some fucked up shit in the brain. And maybe they've lost their sight, or maybe they've got a tumor that they made, they had to get removed, and now they've lost part of their movement. For example, they're paralyzed, or blah blah blah. And he first had to prove to the FDA and all these medical organizations that it's actually safe, and you can implant it, an animal can use it, interact with it, and then you can also remove it, and it doesn't have any long-term effects if you remove it either. So you can come back to a normal animal, for example. He did it with pigs, and everyone saw that, how the AI, the chip in the brain, can actually predict the movement of the pig before the pig even moves, which is intense. And
funny,
very high accuracy as well.
The way Elon Musk is like, we did this, we did that. He didn't do shit, bro. He's always scientist. He just comes in for the presentation.
No, but he thought about it. He clocked it. He clocked the game in it. He clocked the game, so he can see the vision. And he's busy. But yeah, he does come in with at the presentation, and just he's like he's like the meme star in the presentation, basically.
Right.
And then he had that second one where they had the monkey playing the Pong game. The Pong where it's there's like a stick going like this, and there's a ball, another stick going like that. So basically, a monkey was able to play Pong against a computer, which was insane because they basically
they could do that without the implant. You could train a monkey to do that.
They could.
No, I'm talking about you can probably do it, but they did it only through thought. No moving.
Oh, so no training.
I mean,
really? So he controlled the monkey controlled the game.
The monkey controlled the game through the chip in the brain, just through his thoughts.
That's fucked.
A monkey was able to control a computer game with its thoughts. I
reckon there was someone sitting in the background clicking buttons, playing the game. The monkey's
investing in this shit, yeah. He's just Jim in the back like this.
It was just a video. It was no one playing. It was just a video. Okay, so then the next stage, obviously, he's already been talking about trying to involve human trials in it. And it's not any human trials. He was looking for enthusiastic human trials. You know what I'm saying? People who really want to have it take it. So, for example, they might have a lesion in the brain that prevents them from being able to smell, for example. So then they're gonna put the chip in the brain and try and fix that maybe, or augment that with a different type of smell. And we already have slight versions of this that exist already with different companies. For example, if somebody has a missing arm and they have a prosthetic limb, they might have LEDs and Bluetooth and haptic sensors on their fingertips, for example, so they can actually feel touch that's connected to their brain through wires and shit like that. Or it's connected to the other part of the arm that is connected to their brain, for example.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Elon Musk basically has been looking now for clinical trial specialists and people that are involved with this. So he gave the press a reason to basically say, "Hey, yo, listen, this nigga's about to put in some humans," and this brings about the conversation about in 5 years' time, when it's not just about healing people and bringing back normal senses, when it's augmenting and doing more than what we're able to do. You guys gonna upgrade or?
Well,
no, I don't know.
Oh, wait, quick shout out to Anderson from said, we are, all three of us are from London. We are here from the Let's Chat Shit podcast, based in London.
We've got Mass Sweden at the moment.
He's at Sweden at the moment because he's
got
some
restrictions in that.
He's got some immigration issues currently, and hopefully we can do some in-person ones soon. We usually do it at a studio. You'd see us
next week. I'm coming back next week, Monday, inshallah.
Oh, you are? Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, actually though, or
yeah, I'm buying the ticket now. I was gonna buy it today, but I'll buy it tomorrow.
I see. But yeah, also, so as we know, Dick Sucker Masood will be first in line to get his neural chip.
I want you to get.
No, I'm not first in line. You might.
He's first in line. He's gonna be ready to get that right in the back, hitting me straight up, so that he can be.
You know what I'm gonna take.
He wants to be tested on.
I'll let you know when I'm taking it. You know when you clock you're about to lose the game, and you have to pay to win.
On the last second, you're gonna take it.
Bro, because I'm gonna try to enjoy the whole natural lifestyle as much as I can, like before I have to like submit. You know what I'm saying? Like, might as well try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I believe he'll be first in line to get that. He'll be like, Elon, please.
No, you have to remember. I wrote my thesis on brain-computer interfaces, so like I know this quite deeply as well. Like, I'm quite worried about the ethical and moral implications of doing this kind of shit.
I got a funny story for you guys now. Now listen to this hilarious story. This is what I call ultimate simp. So basically, we're about to do our little segment called Ultimate Simp Fighter.
Is that a new
Sorry,
one?
mad
Yeah.
segment. Wait,
It's
what?
a new little segment, Ultimate Simp Fighter. We got Zara agreeing. But yeah, Ultimate Sim Fighter. Let me show you
Okay.
guys. This guy is simp of the
Oh
week.
yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Sim, yeah.
So he he donated his kidney to his girlfriend's mum. At first, that sounds amazing. What a amazing thing to do. I was like, wow, it's very selfless. He then gets dumped a month after the operations. I felt bad for him, only to find out his girlfriend remarries. Well, not even remarries. She never married him in the beginning, but then gets married. So it is so sad, and he decided to. The reason for me is like, firstly, if you're gonna do something this selfless for someone who's not even really they're your mother-in-law, I don't know what kind of relationship you had with her, but you best believe that that girlfriend better be the right one. And the fact she dipped just a month afterwards says a lot about how much you understood of her. And then to air yourself out on TikTok, bro. Some people need to understand. You need to keep your L's to yourself. This is the saddest thing I see is that people generally don't keep their L's to themselves. They just out here. Oh, wait, the Chinese are back. Oh my god. So we've been getting raided by the Chinese.
Chinese.
By the Chinese bots. Every time we talk shit, they always hear every episode at least once.
Right. So
But
did this guy already have a rocky relationship and he was trying to save it, or did he
I
think
don't
it was
think
going
so.
well?
Clearly, he clearly. I hope it wasn't a rocky relationship when he tried to save it, because that's the dumbest move to try to save it.
Can
But
we
at
watch
least
the clip? Is there a clip to watch? If we click that link down in red.
Dice, y quita esa cara, compa, ella perdió un gran...
he's speaking
Oh.
Spanish.
I was like,
Come back down.
oh,
He says, actually,
Masood, you speak Spanish. Masood, translate the thing.
Caballero, siga adelante, va a encontrar a la mujer.
What's he saying?
He's basically saying, "What's up, niggas?"
Bro,
No, that's what he said so far. Like that's what he said. He said hello so far.
Okay, is that all? Yeah, all right.
Perfecta que lo valore. De hecho, yo estoy bien emocionalmente. Creo que ella también.
He said, "I'm very emotional, but I'm okay."
No tengo nada en contra.
This guy reading back what these guys were saying.
I didn't see that actually, so that's how you know I'm right.
Para ella estamos en buenos términos, no somos amigos, pero pues tampoco nos odiamos, así que.
Either way,
I
we
think
now
she's
know
fine.
that this
I
guy
don't
is
know,
the
man. Whatever
biggest.
she's saying.
He's
You
the
call
biggest
Masood out.
we got him. He can't speak shit. But yeah, nah, I feel so bad for the guy. It's embarrassing. I think, like, although he did such a selfless act, sometimes you really need to know who you're dealing with before you make these kind of moves. Because on a real, if that was me, I'd have got the knife and I'd have taken back my kidney. I would have taken back that kidney, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Man's getting the knife, taking back my kidney, bro. I'm taking it back.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it if it wasn't my family, It would have to be family if I was going to give away something like that.
Bro, you can only do it to even certain families. Sometimes, it's like you can't even too far, because what people don't realize, imagine, you're a woman and then you give your kidney to your husband and your kidney ends up and your husband ends up being a pedo. Like, shit like that shit like that can happen, bro. Shit like that can happen. Like, people get tattoos of their girlfriends, they get tattoos of their mates. And what happens if your mate turns out to be a pedo? Like, people don't they don't think about this. Now you got a pedo thing tattooed on you. Like, there is certain things, yeah. Family, I think, is worth the risk because you know
Yeah,
them
yeah, yeah.
deeply and you know them well. But a partner's mother, that's a levels. That is levels in which you don't want to come about
Maybe
and
if I
get
was married, innit? Maybe if I was married to the
He
woman,
wasn't
I'd
even
consider
married,
her
bro.
family. But like girlfriend is a bit. That's a bit crazy to be given that way.
Apparently, as if Umstead was saying, over the past years, up until now, most Americans will say, we'll go to war to help our economy, or it's civil war times two, 2.0. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And we got some comments from my guy Jay. Hell, welcome back to the stream, bro. This guy's our number one supporter. Shout out. Bushra Zara here, still shout out to these guys. But yeah, I just think this guy is an embarrassment. Honestly, send him back. Honestly, I just can't with people who get played like that. The fact that she married again in less than a month, knew she was ready to dip. She was waiting for the kidney to land and then she was gone.
It does seem like that, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. That's why I want to know if it was already rocky or
How
everything
did
was
she get
going
married
well
so
and something
quickly, bro?
happened.
Who gets married in a month? And
Yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
mad.
Like that was set up for a reason.
But
Alright.
she must have used him. She must have.
And then we got NHS workers actually in the chat right now. For people who don't know, we got Anderson. He's from the US. NHS is our National Health Service, and they are now looking to sack unvaccinated staff early next month. And this is mad because it's nearly 80,000 staff members who are not fully vaccinated, ready to get the axe. And I'm just a bit
What's your opinion on it? Do you think they should or they shouldn't?
see, for me it's a very fine line because you have to draw the line between, yes, the vaccine directly helps them to not really spread it as much, um to not spread the COVID as much, for example, and give it to their patients. So I can see why they're trying to force it. I can see that, but then I can also see why they would like to have their choice of, they should have their choice of whether they want to get vaccinated or not. But the government's answer would be like, you don't have to do the job. If you don't get vaccinated, you could just leave. Like, we're not forcing you. We're not forcing you to
Right.
take the
Yeah. Yeah.
vaccine.
True. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't just leave. If it's that important for you, just dip.
Yeah.
Like, you
That's a
can
good
just
point.
dip.
To be fair. Yeah. It's
But
a hard one because I feel like they do have the responsibility to not endanger the people they care for, and it's a weird line, isn't it? Because they kind of are. But I mean, as long as they're taking regular tests, as long as once they turn out positive, they just don't go in. I guess that's
yeah,
fine. Or are
that
they
should be
more
fine.
upset that they're going to lose loads of NHS workers to COVID because of sick leave?
Nah, I doubt that. But let me just quickly reply to some of these comments quickly. Bushra was saying, wouldn't you do the same? Like, she would give the kidney. Not my girlfriend's mother, bro. Like, you never know. I think that's a little bit extra, especially the fact. But to be honest, I'd know as well if this person's worth it. Like, it's not like she would dip a month later. Plus, you'd
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
most likely be married. Like, I wouldn't be caught out like that.
Why did
Our
he do it? Why
feelings.
didn't she do it?
Why she dipped?
No,
Oh
why
yeah,
wouldn't she
exactly.
give her kidney?
Why did
Surely
she
she
give
has
her?
more of a like her
Must
genes
be a blood
better
type thing.
suited.
I'm hoping to God it's some kind of blood type thing, but
Yeah,
otherwise,
maybe it's a specific
otherwise,
blood type. I don't really know
otherwise,
how
the
it works,
simp
bro.
level went from here to like here, like.
With that comment, he
Mas-
went from here to there.
yeah, Masood, we need you to translate each and every TikTok he made, and we need a
Yeah,
follow
we'll
up.
come back to you. Yeah, we'll do a
Yeah,
follow
I'll
up
do a
next
quick, a little
episode.
longitudinal study. I'll do a longitudinal study on this nigga, yeah?
And our feelings on Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, he's like, he's a party animal. He
Yo,
loves
yo,
to
yo.
rugby tackle
Oh,
kids.
Boris
Oh,
Johnson's
we
sweet.
love
You know,
him.
This
he
guy
loves
is,
he
yeah.
loves to rugby tackle kids. He's the most corrupt of them all. Throws the best parties in Downing Street during COVID.
I mean, you need a corrupt official to throw a mad parties, like, let's be honest.
So, to be honest, I've never liked Boris Johnson. I've always believed like he's clearly corrupt. But what I think I admire about him is how smart he is with his persona. He's basically made it out to be this what they call this bumbling fool. They did this on purpose. His image is like he's just a fool. Oh, whoops! I just did something bad. Like that's
Right.
his image, so that we forgive him. Oh, he's just an idiot. He just made a mistake. That's why so far he's got away with so much issues. But but if you see like PMQs, or this is when they do the questions, when they question him in Parliament, this guy is as sharp as they come. He's very smart.
Oh, he's
Bro,
command
he
of the
knows
English languages.
exactly, bro. He knows exactly what he's doing and exactly what he's saying. And politically, he's so sharp. But then he has a persona of this bumbling fool. How, in God's name, has he been able to cultivate this image? And it's on purpose. So I say he's very smart, but for the public and the UK public, he's horrid. He's not good for the UK public, but I give him his dues for being able to get away with the amount of bullshit he's been able to get away with for this long. Like, it's shocking.
Any more comments?
Stuff like this happens often. Yeah, actually, to be
What's it
honest.
about?
I
Um,
think the
that's
organ.
the kidney
about
thing.
the kidney guy,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there's so many Sims out there, which is sad. I'm like, you know
No,
what I'm saying?
shout out to the Sims, bro. Listen, we need some Sims around here to like.
No, we don't. Hey, listen, take that shout out back. We don't need no
Bro,
Sims.
nah, we need Sims. Let me explain, bro. We need Sims.
Aye,
You know what I'm
aye,
saying?
aye, go on.
There needs to be like a bottom of the pool, so we know what not to do. You get me?
But bro, they're the ones who giving everyone like mad ego. When it's like when a girl
Yeah.
puts one picture up and she's got 100 fucking Sims sending her the maddest messages, everyone's ego is so inflated. They're not helping
Yeah.
the market.
At least we know what not to do now. At least we look at them. We're like, okay, not do that. Okay, come, registered.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Benny. Welcome.
No, but I don't know about you guys in terms of vaccine or what you guys
so
believe, but when it comes
Benny
to
was saying people
saying?
have the
What's he saying?
freedom to choose whether they take the vaccine.
hey, Benny, yes. But I think
Yes,
we
we
all
do
agree
keep
that. I
hearing
think we all
about
agree about that.
concentration camps. Yep, for the unvaxxed in
I think we
Australia.
all agree there's no mandate. I don't know you guys. I say there should be no mandate.
Yeah. I agree with the mandate
Wait,
thing, but it's weird with NHS stuff.
Wait. Concentration camps for the unvaxxed. Sorry, I just
No,
read
but have
that.
you seen Australia? Australia's got a bit mad though still.
No, I think you must be joking, but yeah, like but yes, when it comes to
It's
Australia,
bad, but yeah, I think that's
it's
an
draconian.
exaggeration.
I mean, it's not a concentration camp like putting gas in their face and shit like that. It's
Yeah,
not like
not
that,
yet.
but- not yet.
The vaccine does
doesn't
help
stop the
it.
spread. It means to protect you against it and minimize.
Nah, Zara's correct, bro. I don't know about you guys, what you know.
No,
but
because Sims cause it to spread.
Wait.
Nah, the updated studies from straight up national statistics, national government info says like viral loads are similar. You transmit.
Wait, stop. The symptoms is what helps transmit, right?
Not necessarily. No,
Morrisons doesn't comment on that.
asymptomatic. You can transmit just as much. It's a respiratory disease, so you.
Mate,
don't
if
have to
I
have
sneeze
vaccines
in
or
your
not.
face,
Yeah,
you're
if your
gonna get
sneeze
more.
is there because of
What do you
it.
mean?
Yeah, that's.
No.
I don't think you can dispute it.
It's always in the air as you're breathing. It's continuously every
But
breath.
bro,
you
Yeah,
take,
I
because-
just spit saliva in the air right at you.
It's
Are you telling
a
me?
continuous. I mean, if you're talking about like
What's the point of the
accuracy in
mask?
projectile, you're talking about projectile thing like this.
That's what I mean. That's my point. What's the point of the mask? I thought that if I'm sneezing, coughing at you, it's a big difference.
Yeah,
Isn't
no.
I'm not taking that.
It
bro.
is. I don't know. I don't know how you can deny it. It's like,
I don't know.
Transmission
I
is
need
just as
papers for
likely,
that one.
bro. Transmission is just as likely. I'm with Zara with this one.
All right.
By the way, she
Zara,
works. She
hopefully-
works at the NHS, and she's like, no,
She
no,
does,
she
she does.
used to.
Oh, she quit. Wait,
That's
she
right.
have you
was
seen some of the
wait,
nurses at the NHS?
wait.
They're
Is Zara
fucking
one of the fired
disastrous.
people? Is she one of the people who got fired?
No, she was a private thing. She was a private thing.
No,
Especially a little private thing.
Boris is a lad banter culture.
But yeah,
there's
did you guys see the? You guys watched Dr. John Campbell on YouTube, right? You guys watched that.
No, I don't
There's a
know.
young political genius following in the footsteps of Boris named Dixon Sider.
Dixon Sider. Someone Googled that. But hey, you watched Dr. John Campbell. That's your guy, innit, on YouTube.
John Campbell is a G. Yeah, this is a really good guy to watch. Yeah.
Did you see his recent video? I think it was like a couple of days ago, 4 days ago, or something like that. Freedom
He
of information.
spams out videos,
revelation.
bro. I can't keep up with all his videos.
Yeah, he bangs out too many, like twice a day, something like that. But did you see his the freedom of information revelation? That was a bit mad, no?
I thought when I saw the title, I didn't click on it, but I saw that and I was thinking, right, is he going
That
into
one was
the?
crazy.
Is
That
he
one's
gonna
going
get?
around.
Is he gonna get banned?
That one's going everywhere on the media right now. That one's it's crazy. That was probably his most viewed. Let me see. He's got
What is it?
millions of
What is
views on
it?
that one. But every other video, he's got like 100,000. Sometimes he's got millions.
Yep.
This one's got 1.4 million views.
But what is the video? What's he say in the video?
Dicks.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know who it was, but somebody requested
Bro, is this like one of them jokes fucking names? Because I can't really see it.
dicks
I don't
inside
know.
her. Yeah, it's like one of those dicks
Oh,
inside her, you know?
Bro, fuck the chat. Fuck the
onside
chat.
her. You fucked
We're
it.
talking about nothing at the moment.
It is bare on the chat, fam. Chill it
In
out.
it, bro, he keeps taking us away from what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's gas though. Chat is gas though. We get views and we get chats. It's nice. It's nice.
Nah, bro, you need to interact in it. Let's go to this guy straight.
We haven't even talked about a topic.
So
Chill. Let me mention
Anderson
the
said he's a
freedom. Let
two-time
me mention
COVID
this.
survivor. No vax for him apparently. The first time was worse. He's still glad he didn't take the jab. All right, now I think you should have the choice to not take it. But go on, guys.
Yeah,
Go on, carry
definitely.
Yeah,
on.
so basically the Freedom of Information Act, it was insane. The revelations, he called it like the video, the title was crazy. He called it Freedom of Information Revelation as well. Like he gassed it up.
Yeah, but what does he actually say? Fuck the title. What's he saying?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to set the scene. I just want to set the scene in it.
Alright.
So basically, everyone's been wondering about like what is the specific data regarding across these 2 years, like March 2020 until now, what has been the data of the people who have died specifically because of COVID? Like you can actually say most likely they died from COVID. Like it's not saying 100% they died from COVID, but most likely we can say that COVID was the attributable death. Yeah.
Okay.
There's what's the population in the UK? I think it's like 65 to 70 million, something like this in the UK. Yeah. Across 2
Actually,
years,
don't
I
know.
mean, I think it's about check it out. It's about 65 to 70 million, something like this.
Yeah.
Bro, it's insane. So across 2 years, the number of people that have been attributed to die from COVID, the average age of them is 82.5 years old, and it's only 17,000 people across 2 years with 70 million people. That's a 99.99999 survival rate.
Wait. What?
Yeah, bro. It was crazy. So this is like national. I think the national statistics. They've been telling you like it's 130 to 150,000 deaths, blah blah COVID. This has been bad deaths. But then they checked. Okay, what is just attributable to COVID? Like not gun to the head, no hepatitis.
Yeah, like the legit numbers. What's the legit numbers?
Legit numbers across 2 years over a population of like around 65 to 70 million people. It's 17,000, which is 0.0001, like 3 zeros there, yeah? 1% of the population.
Bro, COVID is ravaging the society. We have to close down, lock down bare shops, bare
3
schools,
zeros. I said 3
universities,
zeros, yeah. So
Only
basically,
17,000.
Fam, and that's attributable as well. It's like attributable. It's not like 100% they died. It's like we think that it's most likely they died. So it's like it's still a good number, but still.
So wait, because him deciding to go into this, like saying this, because this guy is meant to be like, I'm on the government side.
Yeah, this is the government's numbers, bro. It's the government's numbers.
I understand, but the doctor, he's like meant to be like, oh guys, this is the one guy I should be listening to on YouTube. All the other guys are like, anti-vaxxers, don't listen to them, etc., etc. He's now also gone against the grain. There's nobody left.
Yeah, but I don't think he's saying that the others weren't COVID deaths. He's just saying the ones that can be almost proved as COVID deaths.
Yeah, because let's say the other ones, you could say that there's maybe some complications that COVID provided that definitely maybe it made it worse.
But we never understood. We never really. I from the beginning we said that those were insignificant numbers. Like we shouldn't have at all said those were actual real numbers. The only numbers we should have said was whether they literally die from COVID. If COVID was the cause of their death,
and
that's what we really wanted to do.
And you have to remember, it says 17,000, but of those 17,000, the average age was 82.5 years, which means that the people above and below need to make that average to 82.5 years. Of 17,000, the average was 82.5ve years.
And so you're telling me they were going to die anyway because they were old?
Basically, fam, basically. So, and then if you look at the number below, like at our age, like anyone under like 45, like 50, like it goes down to like 3,000 people across 70 million population, bro.
That's fucked. They actually fucked up the whole economy for this. Listen, yeah. That if what you're saying is true, and if it's that guy who said it, because I trust that guy.
Let me get the specific numbers. I've shared some pictures with you of the specific. You know how when he zooms into the paper and he takes it and shit.
Yeah, but I guess COVID wasn't only about death though.
Look at
Like,
Zara, who actually works for the NHS, and was actually working with, I think it was COVID, doing the testing for COVID. Apparently one of her friends' auntie died of a heart attack and they put COVID on the certificate. which is one of the biggest issues that we've been seeing recently, was them attributing COVID simply because COVID was present when a person died, but the person died of a fucking heart attack. It's clearly different.
Yeah, but can you associate the heart attack to COVID or?
No, because we know
I mean,
that
that is
COVID
potential.
doesn't
He
cause
could,
heart
but not
attacks.
really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we all know COVID. We know that's not one of the symptoms. COVID does not cause heart attacks. That was not how people died of COVID. And then if you look at the Jay's like chokes on Dorito, but has COVID deaths, still equals COVID deaths. That's fucking true. That's fucking true. They just wanted to add more numbers to their total. Is it like a game? Is it like a game
Bro,
where they're
this
just
is
adding
true. They
more
wanted to
numbers?
add numbers because we all know, because they get incentivized as well. They get extra money, like in the US, for example, and here they get extra support and subsidies. It's insane. Fam, when these numbers
In the
came out,
US, it's been a
everyone.
big issue. In the US, yeah, they were actually getting paid to put COVID on there. That's different. These men were getting paid cash in hand, cash in hand to
But
put
bro,
COVID on
bro,
the death certificates so that they'd get more money for housing COVID patients. Can you believe that? And this was proven, and
bro,
this
you have
is
to
still
remember as
accepted.
well. You have to
The
remember as
numbers
well.
are skewed. No one listens to the numbers in the US.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Sorry.
The UK apparently is meant to be significant. The UK and certain European countries are meant to be significantly better when it comes to listening to their data.
All right, so
So
I've got a
right
bunch of
now
pictures. Should I send
in
it,
the
where should I send it
US,
to you? Where should I send it to you that you can pull it up? Like it's gonna be a bunch of pictures, but it's a bit mad though.
is it
Wait, what do you mean,
bunch of
man?
pictures?
So basically, I took a bunch of screenshots while I was watching the video, innit? Just in case somebody
I
like
see.
started chatting shit to me. I was ready.
But Jamie, pull it up. But
I'm gonna send it on the
let's
group
move
chat. I'm gonna
on
send
for
it on the
now
group chat. Yeah, I'm gonna send it on the group chat. But yeah,
because bro, it
you can
gets
have a look
even
at it
worse,
later,
really.
innit?
So IKEA has been cutting sick pay for unvaccinated UK staff who are self-isolating. So now, if you're unvaccinated and you're self-isolating because of COVID, they're basically going to cut your sick pay, which is ridiculous because you're just going to decide to come in. Then, well, if I'm not going to get paid to be staying at home, I'm more likely to turn up to work, give COVID to everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so stupid. This is
You
it
know what
goes
they're
against
thinking?
everything they've been
They're
preaching.
thinking we're gonna create an incentive where, oh, actually, I'm gonna have to be forced to take the vaccine now because I'll get less pay. But AU clocked the game straight away.
And everyone else clock the game immediately. Well, fuck it, I'm gonna turn up then. We're gonna do. I will just turn up, and we'll see if the coughing and the sneezing actually gives people COVID. This is what I mean. The government is making decisions that aren't really helping. The situation is actually going against what we need it to be. But now I'm just thinking, did the government need to make any situation? Because with the numbers that you're telling me, if only 17,000 people were affected by COVID, we shouldn't have any sort of
I
this.
mean,
Yeah,
wait, you
there's
have to be a
more
little
than
bit
that.
careful with your wording. Sorry, it's not 17 people, 1,000 were only affected by COVID. But I think what you
Dead,
meant
sorry.
to say is, yeah, 17,000 people can be said to be their death could be attributed to COVID. And the average age of that is 82.5 years. We have to remember that. You have to remember that. So specifically, you have to remember. Oh, by the way, that's higher than life expectancy.
So if they were to take the vaccine, of course, by the way, we're not telling you not to take the vaccine. I think we should definitely, if you're older, especially in the higher risk groups, taking the vaccine. It is smart. We've seen the numbers. You know, it reduced severity significantly. So it makes sense if you're older to definitely be taking the vaccine. Not taking it is much more of a risk for you. Especially in the ages of 60 to 80 years old. If you're not taking the vaccine, you're literally asking to die. But you are at that point. But and if we vaccinate those people, do the double vaccinations, and if they need boosters, give them boosters. But me being at the age of my age right now, or even at the ages of young, they're trying to give it to kids, man. Kids that we know 100% COVID barely affects them. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Sounds like something I was saying before. Oh, wow.
What kids? We didn't say kids.
Okay.
We should be
I'm
giving.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we had an argument about this, but I said
No.
young
I
people
said
basically get the
for
thing,
adults. Young
whatever.
adults was different. Young adults. I'm saying kids was where we had the argument with.
Oh,
So
okay.
kids was where we didn't have the argument.
Okay.
For me, definitely, we said kids from the beginning because we saw that the numbers of kids dying from it was nothing.
Yeah, but what about like someone who's 20 years old? Is that a kid? Is that or should they?
At 20 years old, you really don't know your health. You might be healthy. You know,
It depends on your risk profile. If you're unhealthy, like you got diabetes or some shit.
if you're fat, bro, you're 20 years old. You need to take the vaccine, bro. You ain't got a choice. You ain't got a choice. Like you don't know. Let's be honest, you don't know. And to be honest, some people also may have asthma-related stuff.
I tried that, I tried that when someone told me I was in the Sweden airport when I landed. Just during the airport, just specifically when I enter, they told me, just this region we have to wear a mask. I was like, no, I got asthma, I can't. They were like, where's your thing? I was like, oh shit.
And they call you dickhead.
But I was thinking to myself, does every person who has asthma, do they have to have a thing, or like can they say,
it depends on severity.
Severity, yeah. I was gonna say that. I was gonna use that excuse, but then I was like, this guy looks aggro. Fuck it.
Justin, I used to have a pump, but I don't have it anymore.
So you can be walking around chilling, fam.
We're gonna get ready for War 3. Hey, Masood. Hey, Dovi, you're English, bro. They're sending you.
Yeah, I have to back it.
They're sending you to the front lines.
No. I probably would. If we actually fully went to war,
with Russia, they will actually send you to the front lines. Hey, yo, Justin the Alpha, make sure you subscribe. Hey, everyone who's sitting here right now, subscribe. Help us out, man. Give us a like. You know what I'm saying? You literally make a difference here. So make sure you subscribe. But yeah, Dovi, what would you do if they send you out to the front lines?
Cool.
Because you know me and Masood were dipping to Somalia.
I was actually considering doing the army as army reserves because you get paid to do part-time army to be in the reserves. But then if we ever went to war like this, you have to. How
much you get paid for reserve?
You get paid for being in the
It's quite good. It's actually quite good. I forgot what it is. It's something like £50 a week, but it's like part-time.
£50 a week for like a backup dancer team.
50. And you only have to do a few hours, like twice for 2 days a week. You have to put like 2 hours in or something, 3 hours. And depending on your rank, you move up in ranks. Just training and shit. So you can choose to be an officer or just a marine.
Maybe
or like you choose your branch.
Wait, but you have to
go through the whole... boring.
Wait, you have to go through the full army thing though first, right? To become a reserve.
No, you don't have to do the full thing. You have to do a certain amount of hours to do training, but you do it time and you do a little bit per week, and it's all in the evenings and shit. It's actually like really easy. But then if you ever get like, if we ever go to war, you get drafted up. It's not a choice.
But bro, isn't the UK always up in some war though? Like Afghanistan, Iraq, they're just doing bare wars. Would they call you up for reserves?
Not
for those kind of wars.
It would have to be a proper wars, not for that. No, unless there was like something proper serious. Like when everyone pulled out of Afghan, maybe if something went to shit, they would have to pull the reserves in. But reserves you're usually blessed until the country actually goes to war, and then it's like you don't have a choice.
You'll be sent to war, boy. Nah, Justin, bro. Listen, they can't find me in Somalia. Me and all my other cousins are there. You can't tell us apart.
Yeah, you won't be able to plug us between the rubble and the stones. You get me?
You ain't gonna tell us apart, bro. Trust me. But hey, my God, give it. I like all that. Okay, I'll tell you, it's long. Yeah, bro. I'm not looking. Listen, I'm not looking for any wars, and I think the reserve thing would have been a mistake for you, Dovi, because now if it looks like a Russia World War III type situation,
you're pulled in.
Fucked. You're gonna get pulled in.
Yeah. It actually used to be my like dream job to be in the army when I was younger. It was either army or uni, and I went to uni.
We got nationalists. Hey.
Bro, I always thought it was like it was always the dumb white kids who wanted to join the army. The ones who couldn't do uni, like the ones who, it was like a last minute decision.
No, I disagree. Shout out to my veterans, shout out to my military guys. I support you.
Yeah, you can choose to be like an officer or different branches. I guess you don't have to be just like a marine or whatever. You can choose different branches of the army and go into like the more tech side.
Why did you decide to go uni instead of?
I just followed everyone, innit? I just followed everyone to uni.
What was your schooling like? Were you like the smart kid in the school? Were you like the?
Not really. No. I would say I was pretty dumb until I got to uni, and then uni.
My point's been proven.
You said the dumb white kid.
Bro, because honestly,
I mean, I'm bare smart. yeah, true.
You know what's so funny? They actually don't give a shit about about you as a
IQ team.
human being. You make zero decisions. You're literally a robot. They send you to war and they tell you go kill them Afghan kids or some shit. You know, like it is nuts.
Bro.
Yeah, but it's not a crime if you're in the army and you're killing Afghan kids.
That's the maddest part. And you know what's fucked? They all come back. You know, they all come back, and then they got PTSD. They're all fucked. They of course, when you've been shooting kids for time and being forced
in
to
the
do
moment,
shit,
you might be getting gas. You might be like, "Oh yeah, shoot them! Go, go, go! It's a terrorist!" And next thing you know, you come home crying like a bitch.
you find out slowly.
For just off the back of what Justin said, on BBC News, bro, there's just articles come out now. An African country's just had like a civil war.
What?
Wait, right now.
Breaking news. Drop throw it.
Yeah,
Send a
yeah,
link.
yeah.
Hey, check it.
Let me find it.
Most
I've
African
never even
countries
heard
will
of this
be one
country.
because
I'm
they're
not gonna
allies of
lie.
America and UK. That's actually a good point.
Burkina Faso. I've never actually heard of it. African
Yeah, Faso, I
knowledge
heard
isn't
about
great.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I heard about it. Was it Kino Faso?
Masuda.
Burkina Faso,
No. No, so Burkina Faso.
Oh yeah, I swear that's
We've
somewhere
got
like
in-house
a country
expert.
in Africa, no?
Are you just guessing?
I-
Because that's what I just said to you.
Sorry, I wasn't hearing you.
Faso.
My bad. Might be
Fuck
something.
is that an African country? Rah, my
Apparently, I've
knowledge.
never heard of it. They got their independence. Yeah, so apparently there's been a coup or something.
Wait. 45 minutes ago, these guys just seized power. Nah, that's nuts.
Literally,
they
they did a
overthrown-
televised.
Let's read it live. Fuck it, let's go.
So the announcement was made on state television by an army officer who cited the deteriorating security situation for the military takeover. Mr. Kambori had faced growing discontent over his failure to stem an Islamist insurgency. So it seems like they don't really like the Muslims in their country. His whereabouts are unclear, but the officer said that all those who were his whereabouts are unclear. They definitely killed him off. You know when they say
we don't know anymore.
Yeah,
We're not sure.
100% killed him off because usually it's like, he escaped to this country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
escape. It's always an escape shit.
Yeah, they always escape. But oh my days! But the officer said that all those detained were in a secure location. They're on getting mangled right now. The coup came after troops seized barracks. Gunshots were heard in the capital.
Days after, bro. This is the first time anyone in the West is hearing about this. Has been like pushed down. Like,
You guys are hearing it live here right now, right on the Let's Chat Shit podcast. Better than BBC News, better than CNN. Listen up, guys. On Sunday,
As we read from BBC News.
BBC News might be us to it, but
okay, right now BBC News.
We're second.
One second, please. Fuck CNN and Fox. Mutinying troops demanded the sacking of military chief and more resources to fight militant links to the Islamic State group. Al Qaeda everywhere, bro. What the fuck? How did they find themselves all the way out in fucking Burkina Faso? These guys are active. What are they up to? The army statement said Mr. Kabori has failed to unite the nation to deal effectively with the security crisis, which threatens the very foundations of the nation. So this is unbelievable, man. I can't.
Yeah, apparently they gained independence in 1960. I don't know. I haven't heard of these guys.
Bro, there's so many of these African countries that are quite obscure. And look, the Russians are here now. There they are. Welcome, Bahli.
They get us.
They're gonna get us now, boys.
Yeah, should we translate? Let me go. I'm gonna go translate.
Someone Google translate.
I can't copy it. I don't know how.
I'll do it.
Oh, I guess. China versus African countries.
That all the money. That's actually a very good point. I think that's a really good point by Jay, because currently a lot of African countries owe shit tons of money to China, and when they default, they have to give up a lot of their infrastructure. Some are gonna finally say no, and when they say no, China will be bringing their armies there.
So basically, he said, "Hello, I'm from Russia. Putin is the president of the world."
Oh, really?
Really? Oh, okay. Welcome, man. We need to hear your perspective, actually. Bahali, make sure you subscribe. We need to see your perspective of what's happening. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to keep it one-sided. PTSD helps keep you alive and always ready for combat. It just looks weird in first world countries.
When you wake up screaming, people think you're weird.
Yeah, screaming in first world countries.
I
You
guess
know,
in combat maybe it does. Yeah, maybe
yeah,
like
it
it
makes
helps
sense in
you
combat.
keep you
It
alert.
probably does, yeah, actually, yeah. Did you see all the videos from World War One that they released? I think it was last year of
Oh shit,
people that came
documentary.
back with PTSD before they understood it. It was honestly
Oh,
not
that's true.
documentary, just like video clips, like black and white clips of the people that came back from war. Like there were so many
Oh, like
people fucked up from
colorized.
the First World War. Yeah, First World War was so fucked.
Hail
Well,
Putin.
Putin. Jay also.
I
And
don't know.
then,
Putin's making moves, man. I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie.
and then yeah, yeah, and Just is right as well. During the World Wars, yeah, African countries were involved because they were allies of the Americans and the UK's. And then yeah, I remember playing Battlefield on that. We were playing the other day actually.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting news. But yeah, I think that's all for today.
Bro.
Yeah, make sure everyone here likes, subscribes. Definitely, as you know, we need that shit. And thanks for joining us this week for the Let's Chat Shit podcast.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.